Hello, pirates. Arr, it's me, E. Giuliano, and it's May 12th of 2021. Thank you for joining me. I'm going through some price charts today of Pirate Chain, the ARRUSDT and BTC pairs. So, friends of price charts, friends of getaurox, yeah, friends of Komodo, enemies of all kinds, welcome, welcome, welcome. What is going on here? That is the question. We're looking at price charts. We're trying to figure out what is going on here. What direction are we going? How do we even think about this? Because now we are no longer at this basing level where we were pretty sure about our edge, that all of this buying support was pretty strong, and overall we were forming a solid base ready to eventually spring up, or whatever the lingo is, meaning to move up in price here to this previous support resistance zones, which at this point in time in the BTC chart is around the 13, I should say, 13,000 Satoshi level. In fact, the 12,000 Satoshi level is a critical support region, I would say, for at least the short to medium term. Now we are trying to establish a new level here from which we can move higher. With the candlesticks, we're noticing though that we're breaking down this previous channeling structure that we were creating. We'll see if we can hold on to it though with these next candles. That's not really where I want to go. I realized that on the 4 hour, it's not so clear because we could go down temporarily and then up, down longer term, and then up, down even longer term. This is a BTC chart, of course. Other possibilities are to go up short term and then down, up short term, down and then further up, sideways. There's lots of options, but most likely the up or down is more likely after, especially in the next, let's say, day. 13th May seems like it's a reasonable day for some change of significance, even towards the end of the day. But if we look again on the daily chart, we're seeing still actually not a bad shape forming here. We can see that actually price closing, we haven't really gone closed below a 236 retracement level. This is from here. I mean, if we're talking from the bodies, we've barely retraced. If we're talking from the wicks, we could call it that we've wicked down to the roughly halfway point, the 50% level. And if we're, there are a few different ways to measure it. Either way, we can say that this retracement here, these two daily candles that we're facing here with these, okay, what's encouraging here is that the bodies of the candles are small and compact, meaning there's not necessarily a strong decision to close one way or the other. But during the day, there is a lot of activity. So there is movement. Now that could be because of low volume, low liquidity, or other reasons. We're just going to look at the action itself and the candles themselves. And we'll say that, you know what, there is still strength in these daily candles based on the bodies, but the colors and the fact that they can't hold this space up here is concerning, but they can also be bought down here, which is very, again, strong. That's sign of strength. We had this one strong daily candle. We're not retracing it very strongly yet. And this buys us a lot of time. So even if it takes us 9 more days to get out of this, when we look at future clouds, Ichimoku clouds and stuff, we see that they are in play within that type of time frame. Okay, so this one here, this wall of cloud is in play. We'll see where we are by then, but right now we're wondering, short term, are we going to dump down to the 12,000, 11,500 level and see if we can hold that? That's definitely possible. Or are we going to figure this correction out at a higher level and then continue higher? Now, for that to so that's what we're wondering. We're like, okay, how do we read this? What do we understand from what we see? Trying to use as little extra information as possible, like Ichimoku clouds and like MACDs and RSIs. We can use those to help us for confirmation, but we definitely want to look at the price itself and using support resistance, trend lines, and momentums and things like that to think about where it might be going. And then we can zoom in. So on a daily, we're kind of sideways. We're not quite sure, but we are sure that we're nice and strong from this previous May 10 candle. We're strong from these two corrective candles, really overall. And correction is not a weak thing, considering that that's how markets work. It's up and down and sideways. So then we come 4 hours here to get a better idea. Now we were channeling, that's where I drew this channel from, in fact, from the line chart, but whoops, I don't know what I just did there. So just in case I did something, we press the back button. No, nothing that I note. Now, looking here, we see we're kind of breaking-ish down the channel. The channel is rough, and it was drawn from a line chart, and it doesn't take into account the wicks. But really the wicks, yeah, we want to consider the bodies. That's the opening and closing. We'll do that because it's more in line with the line chart, if you know what I mean. Yes. So thinking about that, we are in the cloud. We are definitely working our way through the cloud. We're doing pretty well, I would have to say. Overall, this is a great set of candles right here. This is good work. And even this buying strength here down to this support level, good, because it could have easily broke down and then boom, come right back down to this this 10,000 Satoshi level. Again, we're on the BTC chart. So that's good. And now we're starting to think, okay, well then what does this mean on a shorter term scale? And then we start getting into it. Okay, on the 1 hour, we are making a bit of a shape. I'm going to draw it out. I've drawn it out already on the USD chart. Let's see how it plays out on the BTC chart. So on the BTC chart, we could argue, you know, we could make arguments that there's a downtrending slope, and we could make arguments that there's a sideways, a horizontal level. Okay, we'll work first from the horizontal level. That's the most stable with the bodies of the candles. And then we can include these piercings as significance. Then we can take, now the question becomes, okay, so if we're starting to triangulate, right, we can see, yes, we've got, even though we have horizontal here, we do have, let's say, lower, low, higher, low. That's going to create an upward slope, and that will, when combined, create either some sort of flat triangle, some sort of rising or falling triangle, wedge shape. You know, there are lots of ways that it can play out, but it's the basic, how do you say, non-parallel and funneling closer together type of shape. Now it's working from an uptrend, and we are arbitrarily choosing where we place lines. We could place lines in all kinds of spots, but I think what we try to use is familiarity, places that are have been, how do you say, successful in the past at demonstrating, you know, the activity, the potential. So here we are. Here is our triangle, and if we are looking at touches now, that's when I like to look at the lines, because that cleans it up and gives us a better sense of touches. So this is the BTC chart. This is generally what we've got here. And in this which case, we've potentially created an A, B, C, and we'll hit like a D and maybe a halfway E and then higher up. That would be a lovely move. Okay, and I'll play that out a bit better in the dollar chart because that's more likely with the BTC moving up. Yeah, so that's basically the idea. We look at something like this being the first wave, down, and then up, and then down. We'll hope for another up, and then maybe halfway down and up. Now that's very rough drawing, but there are rules for many analysts surrounding triangles and other shapes. So this is important, but if I'm taking my understanding for now, I'm seeing an impulse wave right here. Okay, and I'm seeing a correction here. And therefore, good. Are we correcting to then continue the big downtrend, which is this bigger downtrend? Or are we correcting to continue this recent uptrend? These are the questions we're asking. These are the starry nights under which we look up to the sky and ask our deepest heartfelt questions about price charts, about love, about life and happiness and well-being and all of that good stuff. So my bias stays to the upside, even on the BTC chart, even though I am more skeptical on the BTC chart. Maybe that's just from past pain. All right. I don't know anybody. All right. I guess the only people BTC hasn't hurt is people that have just been able to hold forever. Okay. And good for you. You are the light. You are the way. Now we are here looking at this ARRRUSDT chart. And now you're starting to see that, whoa, in this action here, line, color. One thing about charts, and it's okay, so we're trying to find an edge. We're trying to find a good risk to reward with good probabilities. So we just study as best as we can all the different things. You find what works for you. It takes time like any other thing. Now it becomes a skill of art and science in a certain way. We are, just like so many things in life. I don't want to go too far into it, but here is our daily candle action. Still nice with the bodies, flat, compact, good. And then the traders are having fun, or whomever, you got some action here, creating a shape, creating some sort of structure that we can work with. Okay. So, and you know what? We're hanging out around the 20-day average. Let's, this is a tough zone here. This is a really gray area here for us. Let's zoom in more to our 4-hour time. So we're trying to find an edge, and we use our understanding. And in that way, but we need to be creative. We need to look and see patterns. Patterns come sometimes from creativity, when we are grouping patterns together to see bigger pictures. Okay, that can also be part of it. And when we're looking at that, and then we have enough understanding from experience, then we're able to be more creative with the artistic nature of finding the shapes, finding what lives where, what is the psychology showing us, and then where is it taking us. So here we are in this 4-hour chart. We are above the 20-period average within the cloud, big cloud. The averages, these lagging indicators, are lining up bullish after crossing just earlier today in UTC time. Okay. So this is actually a good situation, IMO. And as you can see, I think this triangulation will be helpful. So what I'm saying is we impulsed up, now is our corrective move. Let's see if that's what plays out. Not sure, but that's how I'm thinking about it. And I'm getting a lot, so I'm getting a lot from the wave price action, impulse and correction. Because if it's not in an impulse, it's in a correction. And if it's in a correction, then it's correcting before it goes somewhere. Where is it going? Maybe a big correction, might be a small correction. This case, it looks like it's a correction relative to this impulse move. And so that's good, kind of proportional. That would be nice. And what we're seeing here on this 1-hour chart, again, is this potentiality here, where we have from this point here, where, okay, we have our impulse up. Now here's our first corrective wave, A, down, B, up, C, down, maybe a D up, and then the E to the halfway point roughly, and then out. And our out is, I'm gonna say dollar-wise, it's proportional to our A wave. So let's say it's from 650 to 850. Is that what we're saying? Yeah. No, sorry, it's this wave. I don't know what I'm thinking here. The A wave is this retracement wave. So it's the that's why I was thinking it's $1.50, because I already calculated it. It's from the roughly 850 to the roughly $7. Okay, sorry, $7. So 7 to 850. So about $1.50. So if we're taking it equivalent linearly, then from either from the $8 it would go to 950, or from the 850 it would go to 10. Okay, and that would be equivalence on the linear thing. So just to review that, that was just saying that this this A wave here of retracement. That's roughly $1.50. So we would match that on the E wave, either from its starting point or from where it breaks. And it doesn't have to be a match. It could be more or less, and that would tell us more information about where things might be heading. All right, and yeah, looking forward to see how this goes. Okay, it's just the next couple of days. Let's keep an eye on it. That's why sometimes shorter term charts can be fun to watch. And then of course we keep our eye on the price. We keep our eye on the big picture. Okay. This is nothing. We're really in just a short-term time frame when we really think about things. Okay, when we really think about things, we're just in a short time frame. All right, so onward and upward. Looking forward to the next few days, the rest of this month. And thanks for being here. Thanks for liking the videos, commenting. It's really fun. It's great. Thank you. And keep at it. All right. Looking forward to the next one. Peace out for now. All right. Yeah. Move around. Stay hydrated. Eat well. All that good stuff. And scoop them up as you can and hold them until it's time to disperse. Bye for now.